103 FM. This is Waumini Soul Food. I'm Victor Salamba. Happy New Year to all of you out there. I'm so glad to be back on air. I'm sure that God has kept each one of you as we embark on this wonderful year. I'm looking forward to wonderful things. I believe that as long as we're alive, we are in the line of God to bless us. You know, whenever you're alive, you're still necessary to the plans of God. So happy New Year to all of you and to your families. And I believe that as we continue to journey and to grow, may this be the best year of our lives so far. This year, I begin my first reflection this year talking about relationship resolutions for 2022. Relationship resolutions for this year. Now, every year I know we all set all sorts of resolutions. I know people set all sorts of things. I'll do this, I'll do that. But I always focus on one thing. Because as a relationship coach, I believe this. I believe that the quality of life you live is determined by the quality of relationships that you have. That's what I strongly believe. But the quality of life you live is always determined by the quality of relationships that you have. And that is a standard that never changes. Because all that we do is based, or we are a product of our relationships. And so it's important that when you're trying to plan every single thing, what I do every single year is I examine and audit my relationships and think, what can I change in my relationships this particular year that can improve my quality of life? I repeat, the quality of life you have is determined by the quality of relationship that you have, and that is a given fact. You know, because we live for our families, we live for our friends, we live for every single thing we do is tied to our relationships. So the first thing that I'd like us to do this wonderful year, my dear friends, is the first resolution I want you to make. And this, I mean that a decision. What I mean are decisions you will make when it comes to your relationship. Because if this one works, then the whole ecosystem of your life shall function. Number one, you have to be deliberate to protect your emotional space. You have to be deliberate to protect your emotional space. What does this mean? I mean, number one, choose to be happy, my friends. Choose to be happy. You are responsible for how you feel. So don't give the power to someone else. Your emotional space, I once gave a reflection about it, you know. Your emotional space is the most important real estate on the planet. It is the most critical real estate on the planet. It is what keeps you balanced. It is what keeps you sober. It is what determines your attitude in life. It is what determines your faith, your walk with God, your belief, your perspectives. All these things are interfered with our emotional space. And the mistake I see many people making is, one, you expect other people to make you happy. You give other people the power to determine how you feel. Don't give people the power to determine how you feel. Be in control of how you're going to feel this year. So simple as that. Choose to be happy. Choose to smile. Make the choice. Number two, my personal favorite is this. I apply this every single year. Is quickly forgive and let go of pain. Quickly forgive and let go of pain. I've done a reflection saying what forgiveness is not. And I want to focus on a very critical point, which is that forgiveness is not necessarily reconciliation. People think that because I've forgiven you, we must reconcile. No, I can forgive you na ukae penye uko. Isn't a must that I forgive you and you become my friend, you know, or forgiveness that whatever happened, now we can come back and go back having lunch and going for whatever. No, forgiveness is not necessarily reconciliation. But I choose to forgive and let go of yesterday's pain. Whatever happened in your relationships last year is not pain you spill over into this year. You have to choose and let go. Forgiveness sets you free. When you hold on to pain, you are a slave to the one who hurt you. If you have not forgiven and let go of the pain that someone caused in your life last year or yesterday or any other time in your life, my dear friends, you are a slave to the one who hurt you. So this year, choose to forgive and let go of pain. Wale kukon, wale kucheat on, those who do all those things, forgive and let go. Number three, now we get to the serious business. Don't accept to be taken for granted. Don't accept to be taken for granted. The one mistake we make in our relations is that we always settle and tolerate people who take us for granted. We tolerate people who speak down on us, who misuse us, who use us, who abuse us. You have to have negotiables on how you should be treated. And that is a resolution you must make and say, what I'm looking at my life is that I won't accept any person to take me for granted. I won't accept the users, the abusers. I won't accept those who speak down on me to be in my ecosystem. I am not accepting. There's a way I want to be treated. And if you can't treat me the way I want to be treated, then I have no business being with you in my life. So do not settle for less. Don't tolerate people who don't tolerate people who take you for granted. Remember, dear listener, that you decide how people treat you. You must have non-negotiables. You must have non-negotiables. Ukikuja style flani, we can't be together. Number 4, this one is personal responsibility. Choose to grow as a person. Choose to grow as a person. Remember that in every relationship, there's always a growth curve. And some relationships break, or some people become liabilities because they failed to grow. And you find that you're married, but you've never grown. Have you grown in your marriage? Have you matured in your marriage? You know, have you grown as a person in your friendships? Have you grown as a person? What do I mean? I mean that every single time, take time to learn something new as a person that will help you bring more value to relationships that you're in. Because your growth will determine your altitude in relationships. Your growth determines your altitude, not attitude, your altitude. So number 1, I can give you simple examples. Number 1, you can choose to say, I'll be a better communicator this year. I will learn how to communicate better to my wife, better to my husband, better to my children. I'll find a way to be a better communicator. I'll find a way to be a better listener, or to be a better companion, to be a better friend. I will learn, I will go for anger. I will go for counseling for anger, for my anger issues, I will go for that, I am trying to grow. I want to grow. I want to let go of the anger. I've always been an angry person. I want to go to train my tongue how to speak with wisdom. Because some people are good until they open their mouth. So this year I say that, I'm going to grow and I won't use this language. So my dear friends, choose to grow. Number 5, you have to know your value. You have to know your value. And this is something that I find is a problem not only with children but with adults as well. You find a person doesn't understand their value, so you don't appreciate yourself enough. The biggest mistake you can make in a relationship is to expect other people will appreciate you more than you appreciate yourself. That will never happen. You have to know, what is my value? What am I bringing to this relationship that makes me valuable to this person? What makes me as a human being a valuable person? I have to appreciate myself and remember, most importantly, and I say this to myself, that I am a child of God and I should be treated as such. So because I know my value, you won't take advantage of me. I know what I'm bringing to your life. And I'll say this very quickly. It's not part of a reflection today. But if you understand that, you'll also know when you've reached expiry in a relationship. It's a strange story, but I had a couple in my office a couple of years ago, and this gentleman looked at his wife very nicely, and I thought he was going to say something very romantic. And he told the wife that, I look at you and I no longer have anything that I can bring of value that I believe will keep you with me. And the wife was thrown away. He said, I don't feel confident enough that I can give you that which you need to keep this marriage and to keep you faithful. I feel whatever I'll give you will not be good enough. And I've done my own analysis and I realized that I just can't give you that. And the man was very, very genuine. It was a bit of a confusing time for all of us in that room. But at times, dear listener, if I know my value, I will know when whatever I'm giving you can never be enough. And I'll stop fighting. Because some of you are holding on to people who you will never be enough for them. Whatever they want, you can't give them. So if you understand your value, you'll say, I appreciate who I am. But I've realized that what you want is not what I can give. And that reason I can let go. And this moves you to number 6, which is identify the baggage in your life and cut them loose. Identify the baggage in your life and cut them loose. Kwa nini tunashikilianga mzigo na mfugo? Why do you hold on to luggage and things and people that you don't need? I never understand that. You're fighting for people who don't want you in their lives. You're fighting for a man who doesn't want you. You're fighting for a wife who doesn't want you. You're fighting for people who don't want you. Identify the baggage in your life and cut them loose. And you have to be bold enough every time and season in your life to know, who are you letting go of? Who are you cutting off? Some people, you're working with too much baggage People you should have let go of 10 years ago are still in your life, and they have given you a 10-year delay on your destiny. A 10-year delay on a blessing, because those people are not supposed to be a part of you. Look at where you're going in life, my dear friends, and look at the people that you don't need, and be courageous to let them go. Cut them loose. Waangalia, they are toxic, they are negative, they are a burden. There are people in life you don't need. Unawapigania, you are crying for them at night, you can't sleep, you are doing spiritual warfare to have them, na hawakutaki. Let them go. Number 7, pick your battles wisely. Pick your battles wisely. Translation in English, usipigane ovyo ovyo. Don't fight aimlessly. Pick your battles wisely. Have the wisdom to know what requires your attention and what requires your attention. Don't comment about everything. Don't respond to everything. Don't talk about everything. No. There are comments people make on your Facebook page that don't need you to respond. There are things people say about your family. You don't have to respond. My dear friends, remember, pick your battles wisely, because not everything is about a fight. Not every conflict requires immediate response. This helps you protect emotional space, and also it protects negativity in your life. Number 8, confront issues and don't sweep them under the rug. One of the key commandments in a relationship is thou shalt confront. 10 commandments of a relationship, you normally say one of them is thou shalt confront. Postponed conflict is a time bomb waiting to happen. Be bold, deal with issues promptly. Wacha kusongesha vitu chini. Some marriages are breaking, some families are breaking because of conflict that was put under the rug. Ikabuild. The day wanakuja kukosana na kubreak up, they are breaking up because of a toothpick. And you go to counseling or to your church or to your pastor or to your priest, and ni toothpick, everyone wonders it's a very childish thing, but see toothpick. There are things that happened 10 years ago that are still burning in that relationship. Confront issues. Don't sweep issues under the carpet. Drama ya leo, iishe leo. Don't postpone them. Deal with them today. Number 9, be yourself no matter what people say. Be who you are no matter what people say. Relationships are more enjoyable when you are authentic. Don't be fake. Be who you are. Those who love you will love you for who you are, not for who they want you to become. And that's important to note. So be yourself. Appreciate yourself. Love yourself. Let the people in the relationship experience who you truly are. And number 10, this one is my personal favorite. Let them go. Who do I mean by let them go? If anyone has walked out of your life, my friends, let that person go. If anyone has walked away, the number before I said you let people go. But now I'm talking about those who have gone from your life. Allow them to walk. If your fiancé broke up with you and left, haki mwambie tu ni vizuri, enda. Kama mtu anatoka WhatsApp group, mwambie ni sawa, ameenda. Whatever it is, when people leave, let them go. Because there's always someone better waiting for the ones who are leaving to go. Always. I've seen people saying that if this relationship ends, I am doomed. But when it ends, someone better comes along and they realize, kumbe, the other person was holding this one. I like quoting 1 John 2:19. It says, they went from us to prove that they were never part of us. Because if they were for us, they would have continued with us. My dear friends, if people have left your life this year, if people aren't picking up your calls this year, if people have broken up with you, whatever it is, if anyone has left your life, they have left because they are not part of your life going forward. And that is an important point to note. Those are simple resolutions that I come up with every single year. And that is the one for 2022. You can find them later on my Facebook page, Victor Salamba.